connected.
What's up YouTube? It's dafobra out here with another product review. On this channel, I really enjoy creating product review videos and installation videos. And one thing that must be perfect for those is the audio. Nobody wants to listen to audio that is too quiet, too loud, or distorted. On the bike, my setup is really solid. But let's face it, in the helmet, it's just you and the microphone. And once you have that mic placement set, you're good. Off the bike, it's a completely different matter entirely. For the majority of my videos, I use a Canon 70D DSLR with a shotgun mic. And that has worked really well for me, as long as I don't move around a lot and there isn't a lot of background noise. But that's not always the case, and sometimes I find myself using an audio recording later on as a voiceover. Today I'm going to look at this wireless lavalier microphone setup from Comica and see how it works for me. So let's get it over on the bench. Okay, so what we have here is the Comica CVM-WM200A. There are many variations of it. This is the dual receiver lav microphone wireless setup. They're also available in other configurations. So let's open this up and take a look at what's inside. So the first thing I notice is this carrying case. It reminds me of more expensive cases that myself, along with a lot of people, use as storage for their video and photography equipment. So right off the bat, that's pretty impressive. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, taking a look at what's inside, we have what seems to be a pretty sizable owner's manual, user's manual, some type of warranty card. Let's see. This is the cold shoe mount. A little silica. These are clips for the transmitters. We'll put them to the side. This is an adapter for a microphone that actually I don't use, so I'm going to put that to the side. These are two lavalier mics and some microphone cables. So what else we have in here? We have, this is the receiver. You can see this is a dual channel receiver. It has two separate antennas. If you purchase a single channel receiver setup, you will only have one. And each of these are the transmitters, and I'll tell you, they feel really good. They don't feel cheap, that's for sure. They feel pretty solid. A little cover here for the display. We can pull that off, I guess. There's also a set of these. These are kind of like a dead cat that goes over the microphone. It has some type of elastic string. I'm not going to use these because I really don't have a problem with wind when I'm doing garage videos, but if you use this outside, it's definitely something good to have. Essentially what we have here is our dual channel receiver, two transmitters. These are clips to make the receivers and transmitters hands-free. They're pocket clips or belt clips or whatever you want to call them. Two lavalier mics with a ton of wiring. It looks like these can really go pretty far. And a microphone input wire. And let's not forget the cold shoe mount for the receiver. On the side of the transmitters and receivers, there's a little clip you can pull out, a small battery box, and each of them uses two AA batteries. Taking a look at the transmitters, up top there is a microphone input and some navigation buttons and a pretty decent sized screen, as well as a mute button. And installing this right here, this is a standard plug-in and then a thread-in, which is nice because then you don't have to worry about it pulling out while you're using it, and it's a nice tight secure fit. The receiver also has the same battery box inside of it, but in addition to that, it actually has a headphone output jack. What we're going to do is we're going to attach the belt clip here to the transmitter. Okay, there's one side. There's the other. So there's your belt clip. And we'll do the same for the other side and for the receiver. Okay, all done. Now I'm not sure, maybe my fingers are cold, but that was kind of a pain to get those in. The good news is they're not going to come out unless you really force them out, so I guess that's the end goal. So yeah, let's put the cold shoe mount onto the back, and that was super easy. So now we can attach this on top of your DSLR or your camera on the cold shoe mount, and yeah, that was super easy. Okay, let's pop some batteries in and see how this thing works. Now, even though there are two transmitters, for the purpose of my review, I'm only going to power up one of them because, to be honest with you, that's what I need. Maybe in the future I'll use two of them, but for now, one should be more than enough. And this wire right here, this is going to be the wire, the output wire from the receiver into the camera. On the side here, there is a switch for A and B. And currently, this receiver, I have it set to A. I could also set the other one to B. This is whether you want to use receiver A or B or both. I'm just going to leave it on both. It doesn't matter. However, you should be aware that if I do put it to B and I'm using A, I'll get zero audio. So let's power this on. Okay, nice backlit display. Now they're automatically going to pair themselves. I think there are 96 possible channels. And Comica says to keep them within about a 1 meter, 3 foot range or so. I mean, as you can see, they were right next to each other. So they should be paired. And as a result, if I speak into this, let's see if you can see the microphone gain. Oh yeah, I can see that I am on channel A and nothing is on channel B. If I change this to channel B, let's see, does that work? Oh, yep. See, now channel B is actually working right now. You can see the volume of the microphone. So I'm going to leave this on A. There's also a button on each transmitter that says mute, and when you click that, the audio LED will turn red. As a result, no audio will come through the receiver from here, which I guess is a cool feature, but like I said, for my purposes, I really don't have much of a use for it. So this is pretty much ready to go. We just have to put this on the hot shoe, or on the cold shoe as it is, and plug this into the microphone input of my camera. All right, so let's pop it on the Canon, see what it looks like. Okay, so here's my Canon 70D, and here's my shotgun mic, and you can see this is the microphone input right here. I'm gonna remove this from the cold shoe, and I'm going to attach this to the microphone input in the same way, and attach this to the cold shoe. Okay. Now I guess we're going to turn it on, and the next audio that you will be hearing will be audio from the Comica receiver and transmitter, feeding audio through into the 70D. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this audio you're actually hearing through the wireless lav mic setup, and I'm hoping it's coming in clear. I can see on the top of the cold shoe, I see that only channel A has a green LED, which means only channel A is working. One thing that I'm going to say, when you are setting everything up, make sure you have the transmitter and the receiver both on the correct channels. Like if you're using A on one, B on the other, and making sure you have A and B both selected. Because the first time I used it, I'm going to be honest, I didn't get any audio at all, but that was completely my fault, as I didn't kind of put the two of them in sync on which channel I was recording. I don't know what's going to sound like right now. I'm hoping it comes in pretty clearly. You can adjust your microphone gain, greater or lower, the volume. I do have the lav mic right over here. I'm hoping it's blocking out a lot of this background noise, which is something I have to deal with on a regular basis, so that'll be a really, really welcome improvement to the audio of my videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go check out this audio right now, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you my final impressions and my thoughts on the system itself.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So I had an opportunity to review that video footage, and I got to tell you, that audio is on point. And I hope that came through. In the beginning of the video, I was using my shotgun mic that I've been using for a while now. And now, or you're hearing me through this wireless lav system. And the audio quality just is super crystal clear and really a professional grade. This is not to say there's anything wrong with a shotgun mic. They do certainly have their place, but if you want something that's truly that step above, a system like this is gonna work really well for you. And of course that comes at a price. At the time of this video, this dual setup is about $389. A single setup is about, I think it's about $100, a little over $100 less. And this shotgun mic is like 1/4 of that price. However, you think about the versatility, you think about the level of audio quality that you're getting. If that's a priority to you, this is definitely something you should look into. I'll be honest, at first I thought having AA batteries would be a super big negative, but then my buddy was telling me, you know what, AA's can be gotten anywhere, so if you're low on batteries, you can pick them up pretty much anywhere. And if you really want rechargeable batteries, well then you just pick up rechargeable lithium-ion AA's and you're all set. But it's still good to have a set of AA's in your pocket or in your camera bag just in case these go dead. So right now I'm about 5 feet away from this camera, and Comica recommends that you go into this RF range mode of low, because that'll be lower battery consumption and also gives you a better quality audio since I'm really close. Comica claims a range of 394 feet on this system. That's just insane. Now while I can't comment on that, I will tell you that we did test it to a little over 100 feet and the audio was crystal clear. So if microphone range is something that you are concerned with, this would be a really good setup. Right now, like I said, for my needs, 5, maybe 10 feet away from the camera, no issues at all. Another really great feature that I spoke about earlier was the fact that the receiver offers you the opportunity to use a headphone jack. Now, headphone jacks are usually reserved for higher end cameras. Matter of fact, my 70D doesn't have that. But with this, I can actually have somebody, let's say, who is filming, plug headphones in there and get the audio straight from there. Well, like I said, this is not a big draw for me, but if having a headphone jack in a camera that didn't have one before, that might be something you're into. This would be a good setup for that. You can also purchase some type of cable to use your smartphone, maybe like an iPhone lightning cable, so that you can use this setup with an iPhone or a smartphone as well. So overall, I really like this setup. Like I said, I think I'm going to be using this for the majority of my tech videos and my install videos. It was super easy to set up. It probably took me just as much time to open up that box as it was to get everything connected and running. There's more customization and more things that you can change through the menus, but just out of the box, it really works well. And if you want to pick your own Comica setup, I'm going to put a couple of links down in the description below where you can pick up a single or a dual wireless setup. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the section down below. I'll do my very best to answer them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, I want you to hit that like button and make sure that you subscribe to stay on top of all the content here on the channel. As usual, thank you so much for watching. Ride safe. I'll see you.